Hi, Nikki.
Hi.
It's not allowing me to use video. I don't know. Can you see me?
No.
How weird. This is Nikki.
Hi, Joyce.
My mum's here as well. Why is it not allowing me to see you?
I have no idea. That's the start video. Let's see.
Yeah. Okay. That.
You know, it's really weird because I've had this before when people can't unmute unless I ask them to unmute. So...
My mum as well. This is my mum.
Hi, nice to meet you.
Hi.
This is Nikki. This is the lady I did the painting with last year online.
Lovely to meet you, Joyce. What a lovely name. Hi. Joyce Enjoy.
Hi,
yes,
Joyce.
Thank you. I'm Rebecca's birth mother.
Oh,
Rebecca Caro, who posted it. So anyway.
Oh, so pleased to see you. Rebecca,
yes, thank you.
Such a lovely soul. Oh, fantastic.
I'm going to just turn on a little bit more lights to illuminate my face.
That's fine, yeah.
A solstice, I should have lights.
You don't have to paint anything, it's just anything.
Okay, Lisa, no worries. And it's so great to see you, Natasha.
Hi. Been a while, hasn't it?
It has.
I need to book that session I got with you on Facebook because I think I'm just avoiding it. So I need to do it.
That's all right.
Oh,
no
there's
worries.
loads going on, you know.
I know. You've been
Going through divorce proceedings now, so it's pain in the bum.
Yeah, but at least it's on its way.
Yeah.
It'd be so good to paint with you tonight. See what's going to come through.
My mum's never done it before, so it's probably a bit like, oh, you don't have to paint anything in particular. No, it's
just gonna watch.
No, you join
you can paint. I'll explain it as well because Joyce, has Rebecca taught you through the process? Have you done it with her?
Please repeat it and I'll listen carefully.
Okay, yeah, I'll wait till because there's a few people coming on, and so yes, I'll repeat. I'll talk through the process. You've never done it,
but oh yes, no, I have once when Rebecca was taking her class and doing a practice session. I did that, but not that I was so familiar just with this, but I'm familiar with this kind of work, but I let myself be in the process. So that's helpful for me. So however it'll be, I know it'll be the best. So brilliant. Good for you to have this. Thank you. Thank you for inviting me.
Oh, you're welcome, Joyce. Yeah, I mean, it was late notice. You know, I set up this event yesterday and I just felt called to do something for it. I thought, oh my God, it's solstice. We need to paint this.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, it's solstice today.
It'll be interesting to see what comes through.
Can you hear? A bit, yeah. We'll put your loop on.
But I'm going to mute myself because I have a musical clock and a little cat maybe at the door, but if I'm ever going to be talking or needing to ask a question, I'll use the chat or I'll unmute. Is that all right?
Absolutely fine. Wonderful. Yeah, it's great like that. And especially when we get going, because there'll be hair dryers going and everything. So, you know, people can mute and unmute. And we'll just wait for Lisa. And I think there's somebody else coming through as well that is going to join, but I don't know. We'll just see. Can you please share the link? Okay, I can't seem to find it. Yeah, there's 2 more people coming on. And then maybe a 3rd one coming in later.
You don't have to be an artist. It's fine. You can paint anything.
Be careful with my water, not to put my paintbrushes in the water.
Because that's what I painted first time, remember?
Wow.
Yeah, that's what I painted first time.
So beautiful.
And I've just been painting, well, not painting, that's another one. That was just another thing I painted, Marcy.
Yeah.
We just painting with oils, and it just.
I was saw that other picture.
That one. With 2 crows at the front of the house.
Oh, I love it. I can't see
babies. Babies, and they died. They fledged the nest. And nature being nature, it's cruel, isn't it? And one died in my arms, on my hand, and the other one I put a box out for it to go underneath, but I've never seen it since. So this crow family is at the front, and they sit on my roof in my garden, and they come quite close actually. I feed them oats and that. I come quite attached to them actually, you know. So I painted them.
I love it. I love your style, Natasha.
Yeah, I don't know what it is.
I do.
The little birdies are in there, so.
I really love it. You're getting painting.
Thanks, matey.
We had a
I had a create block for a while. Sorry, I'm not talking too much. Sorry, but I had a creative block for a very long time where I couldn't pick up a pencil, couldn't pick up couldn't do anything. I just couldn't do it. Yeah.
What clue that? Hello, Lisa. Hi, Noah.
Hello.
Oh, so happy to see you all. I'm waiting for another person. Maybe. Well, we can always get going, and I can then. I'll help the others catch up as we go through. So, firstly, Joyce, you're probably the only one that you've done. So you've got your paints, hairdryer, cloth, something to put your paints on, essential oils if you've got them, and yeah. So I thought today, as it's solstice, and it's sort of, about, and I think this one especially, and I'm really feeling that as I say it. This one is so huge. I think that there's so much I read on Facebook and I shared it. With this solstice, we're actually releasing 26 generations of blocks and chains and fears from 26 chakras that go all the way up and all the way down. And so I just really feel like it's a really, really massive one. And so for this painting process, what I really want to do is on our blank piece of paper is to write down everything that you want to release, everything that you've carried with you, just don't want to do anymore. You can either write that as words, you can journal it, however that feels to you. And then we're going to paint the process. And when you feel that's all been released, we're going to paint white over the top of it, make it completely white, and then we're going to write what we want to bring in and then paint through that. So it should be quite a powerful process. Don't forget as well, for those who maybe as well for the ones who watch this but have never done it before, to take a picture of each layer, because we know it's a journey, and especially the stuff we've released. I think it may be interesting to go back in the weeks to come and see how that has changed with us. So I think we'll just spend a few moments just closing our eyes. I'll wait for Natasha to sit down and then.
Sorry,
more friends. Oh, you're there, Natasha.
Photo bombers.
I'm just waiting for my cats and kittens to come in.
Photo bombers.
Because I'm in the place, I'm in our little holiday home, my little jeep, where the cats often come in. So I may get someone coming in. We'll see tonight. But yes, what I think it'd be really nice to do first of all is just to close our eyes and just center ourselves and just ask what needs to be released and allow any thoughts to come up. And then when you're ready, you can then put that onto the paper. And so when you feel ready, you can just journal those out onto the paper, and then you can start the process. And I'm going to explain the process with Juliet, who's just coming in, who's never done the process before. So
Write down what you want to release, what you want to say goodbye to. Write down what you want to say release. You don't have to, but you can write it on your paper what you want to release.
I don't know.
1 minute, I realise I've left my paints in the garden. I'm going to do it in the garden, but everybody, I don't know what it is today. Everybody, the neighbours are drilling, they're mowing. There's so much noise out there. It's actually nice to come in away from it, but I will be back.
Hi, Juliet.
Hi, Nikki, I did it. It's the first time I've used Zoom.
Oh, wow.
It's the first time. Can you hear me?
I can hear you, but I can't see you.
Start my video. Okay.
Yes.
Launch meeting.
Yes.
I agree. Okay. Open. I can see you. Can you see me?
Yes, I can see you. And so there's 5 of us, well,
Hi.
there's 6 of us here so far.
All right.
So
Natasha, Lisa, who went off, and
She's coming
Joyce, who's not in sound. Hi.
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 Natasha, Lisa, and Norma have already done my training.
Helen's my mum.
I'm just
Hello.
gonna.
Hello.
So yeah, Natasha, Lisa, and Norma
Hi.
have all done my training so far. So they're quite familiar with the process. Joyce's
Okay.
daughter has already done the process, and Joyce has been her guinea pig, so she knows a little bit. So I'll explain the process through for you. So just to make sure, you'll need a hairdryer nearby.
I don't have a hairdryer.
Okay.
I have a fan.
Something to dry the paint off with the layers, because we're going to be
Yeah.
layering through the paints.
Yeah.
So in
I
the
can dry
process,
it off with the fan. Yeah.
okay, yeah, hopefully that should do it. So with the process tonight, what we're going to be doing is, on a blank piece of paper, we're going to be writing out everything we want to release that's holding us back. So that can just be words, it can be journaling on the paper, it can be sentences, but just to pour that out onto the paper. And then we're going to
write anything down, Laura. Write anything down.
I'm just going to,
Everything on the paper that you're going to paint on, or a separate paper?
no, the paper you're going to paint on.
Okay. Everything that you want to
Release and let go
release. Okay.
And then when, for those who've never done it before, when you have finished journaling, it's the time to start painting. Aha. So the last one coming in, Sandra.
Is it?
Hello.
Hello. Oh, I mean,
Sandra, you got here.
Yes, turn round so you can actually see me. Hold on.
Did you find the stuff under the paint?
There. You can see me better now. They're better than to not backlight. Oh, there we go. Yeah, is that all right? Yeah. Thank you.
So I'm going to get Sandra going on her first bit, and then I'll explain to Joyce and Juliet what we're doing after.
Awesome.
Good to have you.
I'm good, thank you. How are you?
Hot
Pretty
but
gorgeous
good.
day here.
Yeah, she's here after the storm we had last night. My goodness.
Oh, yeah, storm, did you?
Oh, it went on for 2 hours.
Wow.
And it was just one massive electrical storm of just it's like being in the middle of a tornado.
Yeah.
So that I think was also releasing so much.
Yes.
Was everything okay? Nothing got damaged?
No, nothing, just one potato plant. Which might have been the cats, but no, everything.
We've lost two trees in storms. We've lost 2 trees. One this year, an enormous linden tree, which must have been over 100 years. And another one, which is called the khaki tree. I don't know why it's called a khaki tree. It had this awful fruit anyway. So I was very happy that that went down.
Yeah, khaki is a weird fruit. They're not so.
Yeah.
So, Sandra, what we're going to do on the first layer, just to let you know,
Yeah.
is on that blank piece of paper you're going to be painting over the top of, is to write everything you want to let go of. Everything that's holding you back, you can just do it in words or sentences, just let rip.
Okay.
And then when everybody's done that, you're then going to start painting. So with your intuitive expression process, the first layer, just choose a few paints that inspire you in colours.
Yeah.
And you're just going to paint what you feel. So this isn't about painting something. It's about just following your feeling.
Yeah.
And I'm just going to mute everyone a minute. So yeah, you're just going to be painting whatever comes to mind. If you want to paint a heart in one corner and a squiggle in another, just do it with no question. And then when you feel like you've done that first layer, you can dry it with a hairdryer or a fan, Juliet. And then if you have essential oils, is to choose those essential oils intuitively and pop them into your paint. 1 drop. Probably the best way is just 1 drop per layer. So choose 1 essential oil per layer and then put a drop in the paints, and then you're then going to paint your next layer. And each layer is like a separate canvas, so we're not going to be elaborating on the first layer. Each layer is a completely new layer. And those first few layers, questions may come up thinking, this is really weird, why am I doing this? It's just completely stupid, but keep going. And as Natasha, Norma, and Lisa would probably tell you, after about the 3rd or 4th layer, that's when everything starts to let go. And so the 3rd layer I found is really the moment when just keep going after that. And then the brain starts to realize that whatever you're painting is going to get painted over. And then it says, well, okay, then nobody's going to see this. I can just let the, doors open and then go with it. And you'll get to a point where you feel like, okay, I'm enough now. I've released enough. And this is going to be the end of the first process. And this part, when you're finished, you're going to paint it over your whole painting in white. And I shall tell you what we'll do on the next bit. So So for those who just started, just write out what you feel. Take a picture of every layer because it's a journey and it's good to look back on the journey afterwards. So when you've written, and then you can start painting. And if you have any questions, just unmute yourself and I'm here. Is that clear for everybody? For those who've never done it?
Yes.
Yes.
Does it matter what we write in? If it's
No.
pencil or pen? No.
Not at all. I've done mine in pen. You can write whatever you want. Write it in lipstick, whatever. It doesn't matter. So I just have to remember to put my glass of water separate from my paintbrushes. Oh, God. And you can, if you want, like while you're waiting for your paper to dry or in between layers, if anything's coming up, you can journal it. Because you may get feelings coming up or emotions or what you're seeing in the paper. Natasha, did you raise your hand? You can unmute. Unmute.
Right, yeah, sorry. Sorry. I'm a bit ditzy today. I do my first layer and then dry it, and then you do an oil and a paint.
Yes. Yeah, and I can start your oils. Yeah.
There's one oil and a paint and then dry it.
Yeah. So yeah, choose one oil, put it into your colours on your second layer, and then paint, and then dry that one, and then choose another oil into your paints.
Right, got you on it.
Okay.
Thank you.
And while I'm talking, what's really weird, it's interesting as well when you're doing this, it's not only what's happening on the paper, but also what's happening on the paints. Because it's really weird, because I've decided to use all my kind of like tubes that are almost empty, and it's almost like feels like getting up the dregs, getting everything, so it's like unfinished business. And I just had this desire to use a load of black, and I never use black, and the black has come out really gloopy and really thick, and it just feels like the dregs of your emotions, like really digging in deep in all this tarry black energy. It's horrible. So it's just quite interesting what, you know, how your paints come through as well. Oh,
Thank you.
that's okay.
Nikki, how many layers do we do?
Can we come off my skirt? Can we come off my skirt?
Yeah, yeah.
So as many as you want. Go beyond the 3 or 4, this magic 3 or 4.
Yeah, okay.
And just until you feel like you've just released enough. And then when you've got to that, cover it all in white.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay.
So when you get to your white layer, when you feel like you've released everything from that first part, just put it in the comments. And I want to make sure that everybody's up to that white layer first before we then go on to the second part.
Nick, does it happen?
Sorry?
Sorry, sweetie. I was asking a question and you were doing that. I thought,
I was breathing. I've just put my ones on my hand. I just breathed them all in together.
That's why I stopped thinking, don't disturb the moment.
I'm gonna sneeze now.
Does it have to be completely covered in white? I think disappeared, gone.
Yeah, completely. When you feel you've got to that moment when you're just like, that is, everything is now released, I can cover it in white. So then, yeah, cover it completely in white.
I can't cover it all though.
Ha. Maybe there's a reason why.
Oh, okay. Okay.
And that's okay. If you can't cover it, then maybe that's just the way it's meant to be. When you get to that moment where you want to cover in white, maybe as you're painting with the white, imagine all that release going off. As you're doing it, you're kind of setting that intention as well, and just feeling all that pure white light coming into those darkest areas that you've cleared and you've released.
Sorry, Nikki, I had my hairdryer going. What did you say then?
It's worse than being at the hairdressers, isn't it? So yeah, but when you get to that point where you want to paint it all in white, when you finish that release, as you're painting in white, imagine all that white light coming in and filling in those darkest areas that you've been releasing. Just imagine all that white coming in, and you know, set the intention of, I'm now releasing everything that's, you know, whatever you wanted to do. So make that a moment of release. And then you know, while waiting for everybody to get to that point, it's a just nice time maybe just to clean your brushes and start fresh, ready for the next bit.
Thank you.
So I've just done my white, and I think it's also a really important moment again when you've done that white layer is to wash your brushes and really start with a clean slate. So even if you're washing your brushes, it's like you're washing away again everything, that old past, everything that stopped you from being where you want to be. And then that just kind of starts afresh again after the white.
Nikki, should there be any oils in the white paints?
I hadn't actually thought about that. As you feel. Yeah,
I wasn't going to put any in. I've used quite a few already, so
yeah, then that's
yeah,
I'll leave that up to you, but yeah. So Natasha, so you've finished your white. How was that first process? You're on mute.
Yeah, and I know I hold stuff in, so I know I keep stuff held in all the time, but that white, I guess I was imagining the light was really quite bright, so that was blasting in. So yeah.
Did anything come up for you?
I think I've got things on my brain at the moment because it's June anyway. It was my wedding anniversary yesterday. It's his birthday tomorrow. It was mine on the 8th. My dad died on Father's Day. So there's loads of stuff for June. So me now and my ex-husband used to write June off completely. Not write it off, but do something nice, writing it off. You know, so I feel I've been a bit stuck. But this past week I've been quite good, you know, but I have been quite stressed, quite down, quite, you know. But I felt the more I'm stuck in this rubbish, like shit, basically, sorry my language, but the more I'm stuck here, the worse it's going to be. And I think it had to be crap for me to be had to feel that, how bad it is, to just right, I need to get out of here, you know.
Yeah.
But I'm not been my mum's 70, bless her, and I've not been the easiest person to live with at all. I owe my family a lot, to be honest, and it's just really, really, really hard, tough times, you know, different things. So I guess I put his name on, and things like anger, because I get quite angry about stuff, not know what to do with it. And I guess I feel rejected by him, you know. So, and a bit abandoned by him, really. So I think part of that is because of my illness, and he couldn't deal with that, and my husband walked away. So it's a long time, 12 years together, you know. It's like a death. It's not a die, but it's like a death.
Yes, it is. There's grief and anger.
And there's a job on top of that. Been losing my job, being medically retired, getting my head around my illness, getting my head around the change, coming back home, divorce proceedings to try to sell the house. It's just been so much. Just being like, I can't seem to deal with the little things in life where I'm trying to get some kind of routine and sort of, I don't know, some purpose back, really. But I've got an allotment, so, and started growing veg in my garden too, so
it's all going that way.
Yeah.
And what oils came up for you?
Me?
Yeah.
Oh, what came up for me in the, I don't know. I don't know. It's hard to put into words to it. I just know I was feeling I still feel a bit frustrated, a bit like,
but the
sometimes
oils,
I just feel numb.
which
The oils, clove, serenity, And when I picked lemon, I actually picked yellow, the colour, and balance. So it was tea, lemon, balance, and cloves.
Mm.
And Mum ended up putting a thumb in my lemon by mistake. It around hers. So, but I think that's kind of having sunshine. That's like sunshine, Mars. Having sunshine. No.
Do you know about oil? Have you got the oil book?
Yeah, how? Yeah.
Yeah, because lemon.
Sorry, I'm just. The dogs are like wanting in on everything. It's like a bit of a. Oh, they feel all the smells, can't they?
So the lemon engages the mind and aids concentration, while lemon supports the emotional body. Its major effects were experienced in the mental mind. And I just wondered about your mum, you putting her finger in your lemon. Is that something about focus, how it's changing your focus or taken away from your focus? I'm just wondering if there's something going on with that. Teaches individuals to be mentally present by focusing on one thing at a time.
I'm not sure I understand.
Well, because you said your mum put her thumb in your lemon.
Yeah, she did, yeah.
And as lemon is all about focus, the mental focus, I'm just wondering, because nothing is by accident. And lemon is about helping you to focus on one thing at a time. So either that was, teaching you about distraction, or maybe there's something to think about that thumb going in, that somebody else's thumb is going in your lemon. Is the outside thumb distracting you?
Yeah. So, as in I weren't paying attention to what she was doing, you mean? Do you mean that?
Just to think about the reasoning, because if you're alone, okay, that lemon is working its magic about focus, but because your mum came in and put her finger in your lemon, it's like putting a finger in your focus.
Because she is my focus. Well, she is my focus, because like, and it says here negative emotions, guilty, the guilt I feel for putting on my mum. So yeah, I'm gonna be completely honest, I've not been, just for all the stress and everything. I mean, things I did last year, tried to end my life last year and went missing and did all that, put all that worry through. Do you know, my mom was into it too much. But I just, I haven't done it intentionally to hurt. It was the way I was feeling at the time, Right. But yeah, it's trying to turn the negatives into a positive. Like I do get mental fatigue. I do lacking in joy and energy and guilt, all that. It's switching the focus. Isn't it? Trying to switch that focus to more positive.
Got both of them here licking my face.
And so, Norma, because I saw you finished.
Yes, I'm finished.
So what came up for you on that first part?
Woo, so much. Actually, I had started already before you, because I saw your post, and then I was on Facebook for some reason. I saw you were doing it live. I'm like, I gotta join. So I had done already wrote down all the stuff I wanted to release, and I done one layer, and so it was nothing was coming up on the first layer, nothing. And then as I added the oils and I started doing more, what came up for me was a lot of my mom's control on me, and how I felt very trapped and in a circle, and then there was nothing that could escape, and no time for me. And then the third or fourth layer, I started to see lines, and they were oh, I can escape. Doors that they could open. She doesn't have to have all that control on me, on my time, on what I do, what I don't do. And so then that's when I really felt the release, it really opened. And then as I started painting more, I didn't want to touch that part, because I had put a circle, and that was me. And I was just painting around it. I didn't want to it wouldn't let me go into that because I felt like I finally found that release that had opened up. And then the last one was like this being afraid and scared and fear. And then that's when it got like all muddy and all ugly. And that was like the last one. And then I did touch that center. I just like it was just like all messy. But then when I put the white on, it was that, like, I felt the light, I definitely saw the light, and that it can change, that it doesn't have to be that way.
Brilliant. Great insights as well. And it's so funny because I had something very similar as well with that, this muddy thing. I was, oh my goodness, I saw like chains on my first layer. And then I said about that black gunge, and I started painting, but then my paintbrush, I was just like banging the paint onto paper. I was got so much anger, and I think this has come from, I mean, I'd written down from lifetimes to release stuff from lifetimes ago, and it was like, and what was coming up was all this, how dare you show your light, you're not allowed to, stamp it out. And we said about painting to the edge of the paper, and I got right to the edge. And then after that, there's all these lines appeared, and the same, Norma, I felt like suddenly there's escape, there's finding my way out of this darkness.
Yeah.
So much. There's a lot of similarities what you were saying with that.
And my lines were very rigid in the beginning, and then they started just getting curvier and more fluid, more wavy.
Brilliant. Oh, there's some good stuff coming up. Oh, Lisa.
Wow. So I started off painting, well, I wrote down, there was another one, I can't remember, it was frustration, stress, and control. And I started off painting like a blue sky and a rainbow. And then I drew this big circle in the middle, and I didn't want to go into it. So that was like similar to what Norma was saying. And then it got messier and messier and I did that whole scribble all the way over it, and it was just muddy before just covering it in white. And I just feel relaxed again.
And it's kind of, those rainbows almost feel like, everything's fine and dandy. It's like, oh no, it's not, let's get through here.
Yeah, totally.
Oh, Juliet, did anything come up for you? Yeah, brilliant.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, that's good.
Okay. Right. Well, that was something very different. It was very different. I think, gosh, I have to put another layer of white on, because the things that I have written are going through the white.
Interesting.
Incredible.
Yeah.
And basically I wrote, I now have a white boob.
Love it.
No, I was dealing with about guilt, about being manipulated, about things that had happened in the past, about the death of my sister that I still haven't come to terms with. There was a lot of things. So I wrote them down, and I thought, right, I mean, I can read what I'm writing, so maybe it's my mind. I'm thinking, with my sister, I want something gentle, lilac. And then according to what I was covering over, I was choosing the colors. My mind, was thinking like, red is because I feel isolated here, so I'll spread the red around so it's not so much in one place. And everything had a sort of meaning to it. I used lemon. You just told me something very interesting, that it helps with focus. I think of all sorts of things. Like here, I was so busy trying to spread this and calm this with the colors and move them around. Mentally, I was controlling the
process.
Yeah, I think. But yeah, no, it's very interesting. It's very, very interesting. I mean, I put words like the red core and the releasing pressure release and air. I needed to add air and yeah, just notes that I put as I was going through.
It could be if you find that you're wanting to control that process rather than allow that process to come through you, it can be good to close your eyes.
Okay.
So then you don't know what you're going to be painting where, and it's
okay.
Rather than going for I want this because of, just go for what is coming and allow that, so that it becomes much more of a release. Sometimes, you know, we're not ready to release that control, but you can. It's either by painting with the non-dominant hand, or by, I think for you, it could be just closing your eyes. Okay, I'm just going to see what happens, and just play with that, because that will allow things to flow more through. And when the writing is still showing through, it can be that maybe there's still more to be released. It's not ready. There's still something to hang on to.
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah, it's never by chance. And that's because yeah, it's a great experience for you as well, because you've never done this, and also you're an artist as well, so it's taken flipping everything on its head.
But it was okay. I didn't mind, you know.
Yeah.
I didn't feel that I had to make something. I just felt that I had to deal with things on the page. I had to deal with anger and what's the opposite, and you know, this is what I was thinking about whilst I was doing it.
Excellent. Joyce, how have you got on? Oh,
Joyce, enjoy.
Yeah.
Okay.
Muting.
Yes.
Right. I guess when I went for the mute, I pushed stop video. Now, do you want to see our final one, or just talk about it?
Just talk about it, because normally by now I think nearly everybody's on the white.
Okay.
So that white can look different for lots of people.
So at first, when I was thinking about what did I want to release, that it was almost beyond words. So I just thought, where do I feel this? What color could I put on it? What texture? And so then doing that, then it helped me to get in closing my eyes, like you said. So what I was feeling, that emotion was like insecurity, but then yet a little of selfishness in myself and doubt. And so then I started of the painting. I'm looking at my notes, and I just chose something, and that was red. And then I used lemon oil. And what I noticed is the lemon oil was like a little refreshing, and it started with a large spot of red in the middle and just kind of made it shoot out like spirals, like fire shooting out. And I did like taps and dabs. And then the next one, on my second layer, I was feeling more stability, but I still was thinking, what am I really feeling? And it was still like, my descriptions were like scattered, stuck, frozen, and feeling heavy and weighted down. And I used turmeric, however that's pronounced. And then I started filling up spaces like by dabbing it, but then I took the tip of the brush and pressed down like the top, because it was a stiff brush, and then the acrylic paint. And so that kind of like filled it up. So it was like those little taps from the top of the brush going down was filling in needy spots and the gaps. And then I could just feel like the weight lifting. And then my third one, I used tangerine. And I started in the top corner and just zigged down, back and forth, but never lifting the brush. Just where did it go and moving. But since it was the paper of keeping like the boundaries, but it was like I was feeling I could go beyond those boundaries.
Wow.
And then I used peppermint for the next, and that was very refreshing for me. And the brush movements were circular, and then side to side, like circular. And then what I was thinking is, it made me think this thought: things in life go around and come around. And when I'm stuck, I'm not feeling that. Or when I'm insecure, I'm not ready to move and participate. But then that refreshing, I just felt so refreshed that, in like, I was in this and being able to participate. And then I did my white layer, and I still wanted to use oils, so I used tea tree. And what I did was start in the middle, but it was so different than the beginning when I started in the middle. And where it was, I was taking the brush and radiating outward and inviting my breath in there, and like inviting a smile. And so each one had each stroke, I was enjoying the moment and being in the moment, and knowing that in life, that's where I need to be, whatever the moment is, whether it's the second or the minute or the hour or the day of the month, year, or tons of years, to whatever that moment would be, that I need to be there. And so then I thought, I closed my eyes like again, but then I looked back because I wrote it on a note card of the other, and that I really thought, wow, I've released that and moved on. And anyway, I'm glad it was helpful for me.
That's brought tears to my eyes, Joyce, just hearing that, what you've released. And the fact of being in the moment. That there's this thing with Reiki, where it's just for now, just for this moment, just for the next moment, I can feel happy. Just for now, it doesn't have to be for the day, it doesn't have to be for the month. It's only this moment that counts, and that's so true. And when you're completely in that present moment, everything else just falls down. All the stress, everything on the outside, it just goes, because right now everything is good. And peppermint is really the oil of buoyancy, and that refreshing feeling. It's, you know, it's almost like that lifebuoy around you, just helping you to swim, just get that bit of air. Just, I can breathe, I can just relax for this moment and enjoy it. you know, it's like the next wave comes along, it just gives that moment to breathe, and you know, perfect. Wow, thank you.
And
Oh.
one question.
Yeah.
Do you have the participants invite oil each layer, or does it just depend on what you feel or what they're feeling intuitive? Because would it ever be a right or a wrong way?
There's no right or wrong way. It's your painting, so it's how you feel. I would say probably not more than probably, you know, 7 or 8 oils in the whole painting, especially because there's so much going, because it's so powerful. But some people may just want to use one oil throughout the painting. Some people may want to have 2 or 3 oils and then change those throughout. It's entirely up to you. There's no rule. You know best. Natasha, you raised your hand. You're muted.
My mum wanted just to share her oils.
Ah, yes. Go on.
Yeah, 2 oregano and 1 fennel.
But she chose oregano twice.
Ooh, oregano. That's a strong oil.
And fennel.
Fennel's about digesting things. Oregano cuts through the fluff of life and teaches individuals to do the same. It removes blocks, clears negativity, and cuts away negative attachments. It addresses a person's need to be right. Those in need of oregano may attempt to convert other people to their own fixed opinions. Their strong will can make them unteachable and unwilling to budge. They hold rigidly to their opinions and belief systems. However, oregano is resolute and has the power to break through a strong will and teach humility.
I think when you're quite, I don't know if that suits you though, I don't know. But
it dispels materialism and attachment that hinders growth and progress. While using oregano, a person may feel encouraged to end a toxic relationship, quit an oppressive job, or end a destructive habit. These toxic attachment limits one's capacity to feel a healthy connection to the divine. So what I'm also feeling through that as well is we can hold rigidly onto old stories, onto old beliefs, and carry those deep within us. And you know, even if we think that we're releasing them on a deep level, we're not wanting to for some reason. And that oregano is coming in to no, we are cutting this. We all, you know, it's almost accompanying you and giving you that strength, that power to release that you can do it.
that makes, sorry, I think you just want to speak up a bit. That's all. I'm trying to encourage you to speak up a bit, but just bless her. I'm not trying. I look like I'm speaking from your mum, but I'm not. I just wanted to speak up a little bit, but you know.
No, that's
that
good.
makes sense now. What she said.
Yeah, the fennel and the oregano.
Yeah, because what I'll do, because we haven't got much time, I shall photocopy the oils in the chat group afterwards, in the online, in the event group, so you can see the different oils. Sandra.
Hello.
Hi.
Oh, sorry, Sandra. Yeah.
Well, this was a cool experience. I've never done this before, so, and obviously I was a bit late, but yeah, it's been really kind of really nice, just really what I needed. I think it's been so nice to pick up a paintbrush again, because I've not done that for way too long. I can't remember. I did take pictures. I forgot to take one picture of one layer, but I've took pictures of, I've got the words, and it was funny. I was just kind of trying to think of a big long list, and I was almost struggling, but these words kept popping up. There was things like lack and insecurity and negativity and that kind of stuff. But the big one at the bottom that I wrote was creative blocks. I mean, especially after the last one. And I found it really interesting that a lot of my paints were blocked.
Wow, I told you, didn't I?
Especially the white. I struggled with white because I couldn't completely cover it. The other colours are showing through, so I've just run out. But it was really nice. I took the first layer. I've only got 4 essential oils in the house, so they're the ones I chose. And I actually did use them all. I felt like doing them all. The first one was lavender, which is really calming. And the first layer I did, I don't know, it's just really playful. It's just like some hearts at the bottom, some stars at the top, like blue backgrounds. I love like this kind of blue. It's my favourite. And a big crown in the middle. I've got a gold paint, and which I haven't used much, but I couldn't stop using it. So yeah, I did the crown, but obviously the words were still shining through. And then I did a layer of what was it, peppermint next, with red and yellow, and it made, and I just did some really big hearts. And I guess I made it just kind of showering love on all of it, I think. But yeah, that was nice. So because the peppermint was really quite uplifting. Like the lavender was so relaxing. It was just like, oh, this is, I'm meant to be here doing this right now. Even though like I'm not in the ideal place. My kids, they've gone out for a minute now, but my kids were around. Like Rob was popping in and out, and so there was stuff going on. So it was just nice to have that. And the peppermint, yeah, very, very refreshing. You can still see some of the words coming through. Then I did a layer of, I had 2 olive oils left, and I thought I was going to use the grapefruit, but then I found the tea tree, so I used tea tree oil next. And I did, I just felt like doing spirals, and it was just really kind of like, yeah, like releasing. It just felt like a release. It wasn't always nice spirals. Sometimes it just turned into a big squiggle, but yeah, and they were kind of pinks and blues and stuff. It was really nice. I was like, oh, that's just so nice. But that was the one layer I forgot to photograph. And then the final oil was grapefruit. And what do I do with that? And then I just really felt like almost kind of drawing a line through everything. Diagonally, I was just putting lines on in red and then some blue as well. No, I did another layer. So was the first layer was without an oil, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, so we need to push all the oils back.
Right.
The last layer that I did was again spirals, but it was just pink and white, and it ended up looking a bit lilac because of what was underneath it. So it kind of looked like, when it's done, it looked a bit like a load of lilac flowers. Yeah, that was the one with the grapefruit. And yeah, it just felt really good. And then I had the white. Also, I don't know if I dried everything enough in between because my painting's feeling a bit soggy, but yeah, that I've got, like, honestly, all these whites here, just using up the dregs. One of them almost exploded on me, and it's really uneven. I don't know if you can see, but so this was the thickest paint, but it only lasted that much. But actually, the words underneath it, some of the words were actually there, and I'm like, oh, so they're the ones that, yeah, like, oh, maybe I've released those more than the other ones, and then yeah, and
so lavender is the oil of communication, and it's really about not daring to speak in case the person in front of us judges us. So it's being able to speak without the fear of, being liked or speaking your truth.
Yeah, that's interesting. I never knew that about lavender.
Yeah, it's the other side. Everybody sees it's relaxing, but it's really this oil of those who really need it are really scared to really speak up their truth in case they wouldn't be liked or judged for their words.
Yeah.
And then grapefruit is accepting our body as it is. That's why grapefruit often used as well in slimming diets, because it helps release and stuff, but also the emotions behind it is really accepting our body totally as it is now. And then the peppermint, as I said before to Joyce, it's really about it's the oil of buoyancy. So it just helps to keep your head above water as you're releasing.
Yeah.
And it's funny about the whites, how everybody's whites is coming through differently, because mine, it's not really white. And as I was drying it, I was trying to smooth it out because there's lots of blobs of it. But I thought, well, that's the texture of life. It's the other parts of all the layers. And there's no black coming through. It's just the colour. So I thought that's really the texture of me. All the parts of with it I'm carrying through into this life that I want to keep. So anyway, for our next part, we may have to cut it short and you can carry on afterwards. We'll carry on for a bit. Is now on this white layer, is now bringing in, so writing down, if you can, if your thing's dry, everything that you want to bring into your life. So what you want to replace, so new words, it's all about positive now. So what we're bringing in. So again, same process, write the words down, and then we're going to paint over the top and carry on. You may not need many layers for this because you've already been painting through. So just see how many, but off we go. as it's almost time. It's actually taken us 2 hours. So if you want, we can just do a quick point, see where everybody is, and you can always continue to paint afterwards until you feel that you've finished, and then you can put it in the event discussion.
Unmute. Right. Sorry.
Are you okay, Natasha?
Yeah, I'm just saying I've finished, I think. So I don't want to jump in on anyone.
So let's show us your final one then. Ooh. Wow.
You can still see like love, friends, strength, sunshine, peace, calm. So I'm going to go up to Gutty Valley, the reservoir after this, I think, and just watch the water, because I love just watching water. I love being near water. And I've been going up there a bit lately with the dogs and sort of branching out a bit. So I'm going to go up there after, I think. But
perfect.
I chose lime and the green, I got the lime, and I chose elevation, I got the yellow, and I chose citrus bliss and got the red.
Yeah.
You know, and it's seeing how me and my mum's pictures have just changed, because now she's drawing circles and dots, and now it was just block colours before, and now we're just drawing different like patterns. Now it's changed, you know, once you're getting right into it.
Brilliant.
Oh, show your picture quick.
Oh, it's like a field of flowers. Beautiful.
Isn't it right?
Are you enjoying it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, after all that.
Yeah.
It's just one of them, isn't it? It's first time for everything, isn't it? Yeah.
It is, and there's so many memories about, you know, that come up from school, and how's it going to be, and all the doubts come out, and then when we do it, it's just right. It's great fun.
I feel we're in the deep end, to be fair. Sorry, guys.
Juliet, you okay?
Yeah, I'm okay. I'm amazed actually, because usually I would have expected I would be very emotional, and I'm not. I just feel lighter, which is a nice thing to feel.
Yeah.
Rather than feeling heartbroken or really bad. I actually, and I took on the last, I listened to what you said about oregano helping you focus on one instead of trying to do everything, and lemon, and the air, how important the air is as well, the spearmint or the, so yeah, no, it was at the second one, my white wasn't dry, so I actually did what we call scraffiado, which means that you scrape into it. So I wrote what I wanted. It was more like carving.
Yes.
I carved into it because it was wet. And then I put the white on, and then it was much better. And it went. That's what it needed. And he did carving. I mean, it's just
oh, beautiful. Yeah. Sometimes it just needs a little bit of something, yeah.
Yeah. No, I was very comfortable. I felt much more relaxed about it.
Fantastic.
But looking at things that hurt.
Yeah, you know, and sometimes it's so much nicer to have them out on paper, because it just means we can just detach from it as well.
Yeah, yeah. And I thought, I'll close my eyes, and I thought, oh, this is way. I've now got paint all over the floor, all over my dress, all over the table.
I just realised I've got it all up my arms. It's just gone, oh my God.
And you know, it was wonderful. I thoroughly enjoyed that.
Fantastic.
I think I will do more. I will definitely do some more.
Yes.
Maybe more specialized to certain things. I don't know. Do you think that's a good idea?
Yes, you can really can. It's what I do in the training as well, because we look at different aspects. I mean, Norma and Lisa and Natasha's all done this with me as well. How you can really, yeah, you can use it for very specific. If you want to work on a particular topic or a word, you can put that on. If you want to work on affirmations, I mean, once you know basically how to do this, then afterwards you can do it as you want. You just adapt it to you. And the basic thing is with the layering of going above those 3 or 4 layers and using the oils for those who have them, and then let everything else go. Thank you.
That's really, really beautiful. I enjoyed it. It reminded me something. Every year I used to go to a group of friends, Iranians, and they used to build fires, and we used to jump over the fire and get rid of everything that was bad on green and yellow. That's the colors that they would say. We throw away the green and the yellow, and they jump over the fire, and they come back and they draw in the red and vibrance, and they throw away the disease or the bad things. And it reminds me of that very much.
Yeah, very much in that way.
And they do it, all the Iranians do that. Fantastic. Every year, from little toddlers to...
And it's a great way to be, you know, and especially with this as well, once you have this tool, you can use it for any time you're feeling anxious or emotions come out, you just get out your paints. I mean, everybody knows this, the people do it with me, that you just paint through the emotions, and it's just such a release. Completely.
Yeah, I think using the oils has made a big difference for me.
Yeah. They're such powerful oils because and you know, when you just choose them without thinking, and then the emotions that come up. So afterwards, for those who don't, because I've got the book with all the essential oils there, the emotions, if you want to put them in the event discussion, and then I will screenshot or take a photo of the emotions for you and put it under the oils, like for lavender, etc. Because it's really interesting when you get to the emotions.
It was interesting when I heard you explaining about oregano and lemon, and it's very interesting.
Yeah, there's a lot.
And things I wouldn't choose, but then I think, gosh,
it's
things that I need.
Anybody else have anything to say about the experience so far before we go?
I just want to say one thing that, you know, when I started doing this with you like over a year ago, it was like super emotional and super painful. And I thought, oh, this can't just always be this way. And of course, I do it more and more often. And today was like really, it was emotional, but it wasn't painful. So the more you do it, I think that you start releasing more of those negative energy and thoughts, and you feel more, at least I do, I feel more elevated, and just my creativity just like kicks in.
So just Norma went on she's done my facilitator course, and when she started, she says, I'm not creative at all. I'm just not that way at all. And now Norma is selling artwork. You've just exploded. My Facebook page is full of your, you know, what you do. And I mean, you went on a big journey as well. A lot of emotion. I remember those early days with it. A lot of stuff came up with it.
Oh, so much. And I'm like, well, this can't just always be like just all these crying all the time.
Yeah.
But no, it's not. So if anyone you know, is new to this and wants to continue doing it on your own, and even though those, you know, you have your crying days, like it's not always like that.
No, you work through it and release it. And yeah, I mean, for those, even for those who may end up watching the replay, that this is it, you know, you don't have to be an artist, and it releases creative blocks. Those who think they've never been an artist and never will be, Norma is proof, absolute proof that complete the opposite way. It's releasing what's within you.
That's amazing. Yeah,
it's really cool.
Anyone else have anything to say? Lisa? Yeah.
I just want to say thank you.
Thank you, Lisa.
I didn't even think, I had a feeling I was meant to do something today.
Yeah,
I didn't know what. And I wasn't feeling any kind of negative emotions or anything up until about an hour before it started. And then everything happened. I was like, oh, thank goodness I'm painting, and it's been really good. Thank you, brilliant.
Oh, thank you, Lisa. And yeah, that's an interesting point, because I think when we're doing energy work and energy releasing work, that energy work starts before your body's already preparing things. And you know, it's the same with Reiki, it's the same with emotion code, that things start coming up before the session, because you know, automatic, your body, right, okay, she's in for this, let's get the ball going.
It's been brilliant, thank you.
Yeah, and how do you feel now?
I just feel I was really stressed out in the lead up to doing this, and now I just feel light. And by the sounds of it, the drilling stopped, the lawnmowers have stopped, all the noise that was outside. So I'm just going to go and enjoy the garden now.
Fantastic. Yes. Joyce or Sandra, you don't have anything to say?
Yeah, I just wanted to say thank you as well. And yeah, I've made a lovely colourful mess here, but
yes, brilliant.
It's just good. I've got this one here, but
oh, gorgeous. Yeah, lovely.
But yeah, no, I feel so much better for it. So I'm so glad I could make it, because it was a bit touch and go. And yeah, thank you. I'm definitely doing this again. Yeah.
Brilliant. Yeah, thank you. I'm so glad that, you know, you actually managed to come here, and it's such an incredible experience. And even just the fact, you know, beyond all the emotional release, just the fact of painting. We all painted when we were kids, and just to have that joy of just painting because we just paint just for the fun of it, it's completely, yeah, it's wonderful. Joyce, you just lifted your hand.
I thought using the oils at the different times in the process that we were doing was helpful. It was really helpful to me. And then you explaining what that was getting us through. But I really do know that it's a change from the beginning of what we had. And I liked your guided questions. And then I'd written down for this last part, I think that you put it this way, and I rephrased it, but what do I want to bring into my life? And that really made me think about it, but also using the oils in the process, it reminded me that it's really the oils that will help support us in this. And so I thank you for that.
Exactly. Yeah, thank you, Joyce. It so is that, you know, the painting is there, and that's the release, and the oils carry through. Is that the oils are fantastic, because for me they translate when you start, you know, when I'll give you the emotions in the group. When you see the emotions behind the oils, it just tallies completely with what's happening in the painting. And it really helps us, I think, to understand it's an even deeper level than what we're seeing. It goes so much deeper. And yes, they're really there to help that release. So an important part of the process. So yeah, thank you for that, Joyce. Oh, and thank you all so much for being here. And it was wonderful, because, you know, I only released this event yesterday. I thought, oh my God, I need to do this. I thought it's going to be too late for everybody. But it's just the perfect number. Yeah, a small little group like this, and yeah,
that was wonderful. Yeah, last minute thing.
Perfect. Yeah, guided through it. And I think it's interesting, because I've seen a lot of similarities, what people have come up with, what I'm painting and what you've all been doing. We're also all here together for a reason, and we're not only, now I'm getting confirmation, we're not only releasing for ourselves, but we're also releasing for the group. There's a lot of connection that goes on within these groups, that what you're painting for yourself, we're also connected to each other, so we're also helping that through as well. So thank you.
Thank you.
So I shall download this, the replay, and I shall put it in the event as well, so that you can get to see it if you want to see it again. And yeah, please do, take a picture of your final painting. If you want to carry on painting after this, pop it in the group. And the oils that you use, just pop them in, and I'll put the emotions in for you if you don't have the book, and then I can show you. Yeah, thank you, Joyce. And it's so lovely to see you, and it's lovely to meet you, Joyce, because I've never met you before, and that's wonderful. And great to see you again, Natasha, and to meet your mum.
You guys, yeah. Thank you guys. Yeah, awesome.
Yeah, thank you, and yeah, happy solstice, and yeah, a new chapter is turning.
Definitely.
Wonderful.
Bye.
Thanks,
Nice to meet
everyone.
you guys.
Bye, everyone. Bye.